Hello, hello. We have a new chapter of One Piece. The last one left us off with the start of a very intriguing fight between Luffy and Kizaru. And I was really excited to read about that. And then I looked at the chapter title for this one, and it's Kuma the Tyrant's Holy Land Rampage. And I was like, all right, I'm happy with reading that too. Last time we saw Kuma, he was climbing the Red Wall and heading to Marijois and seemed generally pretty pissed off. But who knows with this guy? It seemed like some sort of beacon got activated at Egghead that made him want to go over there, where his services would certainly be appreciated in this, full-on assault time. But I guess he has some time along the way to rampage through Marijois. I don't know. I'm still hoping that we get some Kizaru versus Luffy. I was just thinking about how impressive it is that Oda introduces the idea of the Marine Admirals, which is just this unfathomably high rank in the Marines, way stronger than anything we've ever seen. He introduces this way back in Long Ring Island, right? When Aokiji shows up and just kind of owns Luffy pretty badly. And then later, Kizaru shows up, and we're told this is a man who can turn into light. And now it's been like 600 chapters since then, and it's still insane, this man who can turn into light. They haven't power crept past him. They haven't made him irrelevant. They took that concept that is inherently so disgustingly powerful, and they let it flourish and remain this, terrifying entity that we can't really imagine any of our heroes beating, all the way up until now. Can Luffy even beat him? I don't know. It seems like a pretty bad matchup, because Kizaru can do a lot of the things that Luffy is really bad at, countering, such as running away and becoming immaterial and tricking him and blinding him, and pretty much, every kind of tricky type fighting will work on Luffy at least like 4 or 5 times. So, I don't know. It's going to be a really uphill battle for Luffy. He's not somebody like Kaido, who's kind of wanting to just slug it out and prove who is stronger or whatever. I don't think Kizaru gives a shit who is stronger. He just wants to continue on his mission of taking out Dr. Vegapunk. So, I don't know. This is going to be really interesting, but I don't know. I'm just so impressed with that. For decades, Oda can make these characters still seem relevant, still seem cool, still seem foreboding. I think that's a very rare skill in shonen, where you always got to keep increasing the power level and increasing the power of your heroes, and so many characters become irrelevant, and then you look back and you're like, yeah, they just whooped that dude who can turn into light. Does that seem reasonable? Okay, let's see. So it was the previous day that Kuma showed up at Marijois, right? Because there was a day-long time skip, during which, all the stuff with York happened, and leading us to the current Egghead situation. So Kuma shows up on the mainland. Hellbent on reaching his destination, whatever that is. So it's like, is this all stuff that was programmed into Kuma deliberately? Some sort of protocol that got kicked in when something on Egghead happened? Or is this Kuma's free will finally coming out, that his programming has run its course, or had some sort of, termination sequence built into it, that at a certain point, after proving his loyalty a million times over, Kuma could act freely again? He's not saying anything. He still looks like a machine, basically. But he has a lot of intent. He's using all the weaponry he has available, like his Pawpaw Fruit power. And then, of course, here, Akainu, all the classic admirals involved in their own way. First the revolutionaries, the other day now this. You must answer for this historic destruction. Yeah, he's not even Akainu anymore. He's Sagazuki. I like the soldier just getting stepped on by one of the nobles. The Marijois food supply. That's right. This is something we learned about. This is a plot of the revolutionaries to starve Marie-Joie out. Now, it seems like whatever plan Kuma has, he's not really on the same page as the revolutionaries, because they could have been like, yo, chill. We got a plan. We're like cooking on some stuff. Doesn't really involve you just going in here and terrorizing everybody. So, like, do you want to just hang back and recover? So more and more I'm thinking this is not Kuma acting in total free will, but just some other insane, like, suicidal rampage program that kicked in. Put that tyrant slave Kuma to death. Yeah, he's definitely still operating based on some program, I think. All this buzzing and circuitry and stuff. Can't maintain control of you. We certainly can't afford to have you on the loose, where you can be a danger to the public. You lost your free will long ago, I'm told. If you're no different than a dead man, then where do you think you're going? He launches out with the Hellhound, his terrifying eruption of lava fist, which took off the half of Whitebeard's face and pierced right through Ace. I think this is the same attack. So it's quite impressive that Kuma is able to mostly dodge it here. It looks like he lost a good chunk of his face, but and then here, notably, yeah, he doesn't want to keep fighting Akainu or Sakazuki. He just wants to keep going. And yeah, I was gonna say, now that he's up over the wall, he should be able to just pop-off root himself away, which he does right here. So I think this means he can basically just go straight to Egghead. Unless there's something really tall that just happens to be on the way between him and Egghead. He's off, right? I guess? I think? I don't know. But then there's this shot of his foot getting burned, so I don't know. Like, does this screw up his capabilities? So he launches off. Here, notably, in the bottom left panel, we can see a little dot that I think might be Kuma in the far, far distance. And it's kind of neat because, like, before, when he was warping people away, where do you like to go on vacation? We had no idea what was happening. I don't know if many of you out there were reading back then when that was still being wildly speculated on, but there was theories like he could put people in the book he was carrying. He's always carrying this Bible, and people thought it was some power that absorbs things into the book. And then when the Pawpaw Fruit, because this is when right around when I started reading, was the end of Thriller Bark, we started seeing the Pawpaw Fruit's powers more, but we still didn't understand this like warping function, so people thought that was just like a separate power that didn't really have to do with the Pawpaw Fruit. Because, and then Sabaody, he's warping everybody away. Nobody has any idea what happened to the Straw Hats until we see them flying through the air. I just love that too, that in it feels very in character for One Piece to have this like very mysterious power where characters just disappear, and it's drawn so horrifically, so shockingly, that our beloved crewmates are just popping out of existence. And then you find out that they're actually just sent flying through the air, and there's nothing like that weird or magical. It just launches them really, really fast for a really, really long distance. And I think, now that we know that mystery, now that we know the secret, I think it's funny to maybe this could also just be ashes or embers or whatever. But it looks like they're suggesting that dot is Kuma flying off in the distance. Yeah, so Kuma, does he have any consciousness? Is it just puppetry, and that he had a loyalty program to the world government, and now his other subversive program is kicking in? Or is this some vestiges of his free will, or whatever? We just don't know. We have yet to see the Bonnie Kuma flashback. She's seen it. It's available for rent on DVD or Blu-ray from the Egghead library, but we the viewers, the readers, do not know yet what happens. All right, so we're back at Egghead. This battle is continuing. between the forces of the world government and the defenses of Egghead. The Marines have landed now. And Kizaru is atop the clouds. Okay, well, we got more of this fight. Alright. Can see why you're the man who defeated Kaido. Very powerful stuff. I just love these faces he makes. Ooh, very powerful stuff. Ooh. That brings a pyre like you to step and protect a man like Vegapunk. So I'm asking, why do you want to kill the Apple Man? This is funny because Kizaru actually has like a pretty reasonable question from his perspective. You are putting your whole crew in jeopardy by protecting Vegapunk. What do you want from Vegapunk? Like, what is your connection here? This is like, he knows there's like an answer. he suspects probably that it has something to do with Void Century and ancient histories, and he knows Robin is there, and it's all, the dots are all connecting for him bit by bit. But he wants to ask Luffy. But the thing is, Luffy, I don't think really knows the answer to that question as well as someone like Robin does. And then Luffy asks back, why do you want to kill the Apple Man? Well, everyone else knows. The rest of his crew knows. Vegapunk knows. It's just so funny because it's like this kind of like showdown of the wits where they're feeling each other out. But like the answer to Luffy's question is just like common knowledge to everyone besides him. He just like doesn't quite get what's happening. I don't want to. I got very excited there, and then I got a tickle in my throat. That scene is so funny. Yeah, see, this is the problem with this matchup. He flies off, like, instantly at the speed of light. What is Luffy going to do? I don't want to kill him, obviously. I've known Vegapunk for a long, long time, so I'd appreciate you staying out of this. Yeah, it's like... Kizaru has been sent there to kill everybody. And he probably would kill everybody if that's what he felt was necessary, but I'm sure he's hoping that there's something he can come up with in this moment where they don't have to, like, totally die. We'll see, though. Acceleration is power. Oh, no! The Vega Force won! He sends Luffy flying through it, ripping it in half. A giant robot, the dream of mankind, is dead. Oh, man. This is tough. How is he going to be able to measure up to Kizaru? He's got to go Gear 5, I think. God, I'm so excited for every Gear 5 fight. Because when you think of how much stuff in the Kaido Gear 5 fight was like wackiness on the part of Kaido, and how just unique and bizarre every opponent that Gear 5 has will become. Like, the Lucci fight, I don't know, we didn't see that much of it. Nothing that crazy happened, but there was already some sort of, all sorts of weirdness with like the weird technology of Egghead, and there's just so much creative potential. Oda coming up with this power so late into the series to show that the creative wellspring remains full and rich. The Vegapunk one, the Vega Force one exploded. The poor Sunny lying there on its side. Good thing it has the indestructible wood. These days grow so fast. Didn't you hate Dr. Vegapunk for what he did? See, it's all part of the Bonnie Kuma backstory. We just don't know. Situations change. My wrath has a new target. I've not heard any acquaintances outside of my mission parameters. Oh yeah, he was never instructed to kill Bonnie. I don't know. This is like Kizaru's kindness, I guess. Before, he kind of had a sense of, I need to nip all of these problematic pirates in the bud. But I don't know if it's just kind of his growing perspective as the Marines change around him and stuff, but now he's a relatively sympathetic dude, I think. Everybody trying to fight Kizaru, but this is a situation he excels in, just bouncing around, taking people out. He can't really be team attacked. Whoa. Okay, okay. They hacked through York's defenses. Can lower the barrier now. They're ready to escape. The Vega Force 1 exploded, though. Kizaru now here in the room. I don't know, just the way... Whoa, let's go. I don't know, the way they always depict Kizaru just, like, nonchalantly showing up because of his power, just warping in and out and just, like, kind of casually strolling about when he gets there. But, oh, baby. Oh, here we go. And this is the first time Vegapunk is seeing this in person. That was a bit spicy. There it is. So this is the thing you do. He's gonna die going through that barrier twice. Whoa. And then the drums of liberation are beating. And in this excitement, the ancient robot from the untold past, the void century, the lost civilization, comes to life. Oh, I can't wait for next week. I'm so excited. I hope there's no break. Come on. Give me another chapter on Sunday. Please, 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 please. Insane, insane. This is so good. Gear 5 Luffy versus Kizaru. I'm so excited to see it. It's gonna get so wacky. Now, notably, Kizaru does not do the bulging eyeballs thing. Everybody else is caught up in the wackiness of it, and their eyes pop out of their skull. But Kizaru still remains a little stoic. Oh, man, this is so good. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay. Yeah, let's look forward to next week. See you then.